What's going on? I'm gonna do that every one of these. What's going on? Welcome to the Freedom Finders Mental Health Webinars. I appreciate you guys joining us. This is something that I've been really passionate about, especially the past couple of years of me getting my mind right, man. Just know the slogan for these 4 sessions is "It's all right to get your mind right." So let's see if we got anybody in the building yet. Um, let's go ahead and see. Everybody tap in. Um, if you in the comments, go ahead and tap in and show you where you from, man. Let me know. So yeah, man. So as y'all know, we are the Freedom Finders. Or if you don't know, we are the Freedom Finders. We have a morning show that we get on every weekday, Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, we do on Saturday, Sunday at 10 a.m., Monday through Friday at 8 a.m., Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m., where we go through the consistent daily action. First off, we start off with gratitude. Second off, we start off with our daily affirmations, our I am statements, I am. And then we go with our actions. What are you gonna do that day? You gotta hold yourself accountable, man. You say you affirm that I'm going to be a millionaire, I am a billionaire, or whatever you're affirming. What are your actions that you're gonna take to get there? So that's what we go through in our morning show, and then we end it off with some wise words. So we appreciate everyone joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I see we got my mom in the building. Hey, mama, what's going on? She said hi, Chris. Hey, mama. We got Omar. He said, my boy. Appreciate you, dog. We got Shaq in the building, too. We got Devin in the building, man. Appreciate you, D-Scott. D-Scott in the back on the ones and twos, like he the DJ. You know what I mean? We appreciate it. Appreciate the horns, dog. But anyway, the reason why we wanted to do these webinars, the reason why I wanted to start this is because mental health is something that I'm extremely passionate about. For my entire life, I've known something that's been, a little off with me. I've had a quick trigger. I go off easily, had some anger problems, and I never knew what it exactly was until I really wanted to get my mind right and really wanted to conquer all my past traumas and conquer everything that I've been through. It's just something that is really passionate to me. And I'm glad we're doing these webinars because I believe they're going to be extremely, extremely powerful. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Coach Sammy. What's going on? He said, "What's up, champ?" Hey, man, appreciate you joining us. I believe this is going to be extremely powerful. Thank everybody for joining us. Hey, in the comments, tell us where you from and tell us where you tapping in from. And another thing, man, this past year has been extremely crazy. COVID has really made us sit down and think to ourselves, like, who am I for real? Who really am I right now? And that wasn't nothing but the Lord for real, sitting you down and telling you, you don't have all these distractions. You can't just go to work and you can't just go out to the club, get drunk and turn up with your friends. You can't just do that. You got to sit there with yourself and everything that you have going on and all of your struggles and all of your pain. And you have to sit there with yourself and heal from it. Either you're going to heal from it or find any other distractions that you can find. But here at the Freedom Finders, we're starting these mental health webinars just because we don't want to have any more distractions. We're going to fight through all our struggles and fight through all our pain because that's where the real strength comes in, man. That is where the real strength comes in. I promise you guys. So next off, also we got Tierra in the building. Appreciate you. She said excited for this here from Atlanta. Appreciate you tapping in, Tierra. I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's go ahead and bring in our guest, man. This is my guy from the Sandbox. This is a person that has been with me through everything in the trenches. We played together in high school, man. This is a great guy, my ear. So let's go ahead and bring in Josh Posley, CEO and owner of J. Posley LLC. What's going on, man?
What's up, my dog? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, feeling good, feeling great, dog. How
Man,
you feeling
me
today,
too, man? Thank you for having me on. We go way back to Tomahawk days, way back
Oh yeah,
04, 05.
that's a
In the
long time, man.
trenches, Clark's Canines,
Come on.
everything. So, man, appreciate you for having me on, man.
Got you, man. Appreciate you coming. You a giant in this mental health space, man. We just go ahead and put that in the air right now. So we appreciate you for being here. Let's go ahead and get started, man. So tell us
Let's
a
get
little bit
paid.
more about yourself. Tell us your story, how you came into this space, and let's get it.
So, my name is Joshua Posley. I'm a purpose-driven, empowering thought leader, and my purpose is to do three things: is to uplift, inspire, and empower people to learn more, to do more, and to be more. Um, and I've got into this mental health field for a number of years now. I was a big time football player, had a great career at Warren Central High School here on the far east side of Indianapolis. Um, Went on to play at University of Cincinnati, had some great success there. Went on to Ball State University, had success there, had the opportunity to go to the NFL. From there, I hit rock bottom. Um, Felt as though I was following God's will, God's purpose, and His aim for my life. But for some reason, I always faced some sort of turmoil when it came time, to really reap the benefit of all of my hard work, discipline and consistency. And from there, after getting out of the football realm, I really hit rock bottom. I came back into Indianapolis. I was working at Roche Diagnostics and Pharmaceuticals. And from there, I was feeling that as though, if I'm following God's purpose for my life, He'll provide for me the resources to get the job done and go to the next level and have success in the NFL. For some reason, He didn't permit that to happen. So I had to find my purpose in other things. And throughout that process, I felt a lot of anxiety, depression, mental health lows, a bunch of, rock bottom moments where I realized that my mental health and my self care was not up to par as I know that it should have been. Or at that point, I didn't even know what good or strong mental health looked like because that's something I was just
Mhm.
unaware of and I hadn't educated myself fully on that. So from there on out, I worked on my growth and development like it was my main job, which it was the most important thing to me in my life was to get my mind and invest in my growth and development. And from there, I've been able to see a lot of success. Starting off with my inner peace, and I feel as though you go through things and you learn things not to just keep within yourself, but you learn those things to use to pour into others. So
There it
as I
is.
get refilled, as I get fulfilled with the things that I'm learning and my intake, the things that I'm reading, I'm listening to, I'm watching, and the things that I'm taking in to progress for myself, I then take that out to pour into others. So I have J Posey LLC, and that is to teach individuals how to learn more, do more, and be more. From there, I have the Take Care program. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in mental health and self care. From there, I work on teaching self care habits to increase the quality of life. And everything that I do is just in the realm of growth and development. So I can keep going
Mhm.
because it's something that I'm very passionate about. But everything that I do is in the realm of growth and development specifically. And it all was birthed out of me feeling as though I was in a deficit in my mental health and now focusing on how I can point to others that were in that same position that I was in.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate that. And we definitely appreciate what you're doing. You're pouring back into the community, pouring back into people what you learn, just like you said. I want to go back to um you stopping football. Stop it, it's over. It's done for. I can really attest to that, man. When I knew that NFL just wasn't for me, it felt like a really, really extremely low point in my life. It was
Mm,
like, can I really do anything else except football? This is what I've done my entire life. Am I even smart? Because I didn't really take school seriously. Am I even smart?
woo.
Can I do anything else? And the thing that's where God will show you, like, I got another path for you. Yeah, your plan was cool and all. You thought you was going to do your best and have your best impact on your plan, but my plan that I got for you was going to be greater. And I just feel like, man, the growth in success that I've gained throughout that, just learning more about myself, forgiving things in my past, and forgiving people that have hurt me is so much more fulfilling, so much more of a fulfilling life. and I'm glad that I went through all those things, man. So I appreciate you bringing that up. So I had to share that with the family, had to share that with the people, just to let y'all know that we go through things too. You know, you see two black men on this screen. People don't really care about what we go through. People don't really care that we have our down days and we have
Yeah.
our struggles, but we do. We're humans just like everyone else, man. And this right here, Freedom Finders Mental Health Webinars, this is a safe place for you. If you're a black man,
Man.
if you any type of person who think you soft, think you weak, think you're anything dealing with your mental health and your depression or whatever you have, this is a safe place for you, and we can come each other, man. And I appreciate you for doing that, for coming here and expressing yourself with us, Josh. So just to go a little forward, man. So can you explain some of the struggles that us black men go through? I know I brought it up just now. Just explain some of the struggles that we go through.
I think the biggest struggle that the black man goes through, first and foremost, is the idea that it is not masculine to talk about your emotions. That it's
That's
not
it.
masculine to talk about your feelings and what's going on in your mind. In my programs and the multiple programs that I teach, they're
Uh-huh.
predominantly the African American community, and us as black men, we bear a lot on our shoulders, and
Uh-huh.
it's taught to suck it up, you're gonna be all right, stop. But that true strength comes in vulnerability.
Come on now.
That true strength comes from that emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence meaning the ability to be able to understand your emotions, articulate those emotions, and then
Uh-huh.
manage those emotions. Those are things that we aren't really talked about. So before we can talk about the killing that goes on in our African American community, which is terrible and it needs to stop. Which talk about the police brutality, which is terrible, it needs to stop, and all the other issues that goes on. First and foremost, the overarching principle about all of that is how it affects our mind, and we can't
That's
even
it.
operate in any other realm of life without using our mind first. I heard
Uh-huh.
somebody say the other day that our physical health is just as important as our mental health, but your mental health is more important because who controls what I eat? Me. I make that decision in my mind.
There
So
it
this
is.
is number one. Everything else is a byproduct and a result of that. So to answer your question, it is that oftentimes in our African American community or in society, it is not deemed acceptable for men across the board and African American men to articulate their emotions. They may be deemed to be weak, soft,
Uh-huh.
emotional. They may call them a female or something like that, and that's
Uh-huh.
unacceptable. So that is number one. And I want to go off of something that you just said. This is a safe space
Yep.
to talk about these things. And we need more of these things to show people that hey, it's okay to talk about these things. Because just like you said, me as a black man, like after football, I was thinking the same thing. Am I even smart? Like some people would say,
Oh
"You're
man.
so
That's
intelligent, you
it.
got all this knowledge." I'm like, you say that now, but like 6, 7 years ago, I didn't think that. I didn't
Uh-huh.
believe that about myself. I didn't. So that's why my growth and development had to be so much. Is because I didn't care about confidence. I didn't care about how other people deem me. Because at the end of the day, I feel like
Uh-huh.
I'm insecure in my emotions, and then I don't even feel secure in articulating that and communicating that to someone else because they're gonna think I'm weak and lesser than. So look, let
Exactly.
me not go on the rant, but that's
No, no,
that's
you
my
go
first
ahead.
answer.
You going all that. That's good stuff, Pose, man. That is good stuff. It's just like us as black men, we got to carry around this armor everywhere we go. Every time I get in the car, it's a blessing that when I come back home because
It
something
is.
can happen to me. It's an exponential um thing. If I can't come back home, it could be a thing that I won't come back home. So it's something that we just need to get to, man.
And
Something that we
then
just
can I
need to get
can
to.
I add this real quick?
Mhm.
Um, so in the Derek Chauvin case in the murder,
Uh-huh.
that the murder case that went on. So you just talked about that it's a blessing. There's so many different things that could go on that can prevent you to even come home and be at peace or see your family ever again.
That's it.
And I finally was aware of the tension and the load that it took on my mental health to deal with being a black man in America, just in the specific aspect of police interaction. So that's another thing.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know what the reason was, but I never took the time to really dig deep and even be able to aware that there was something there, because
Because it's just life. That's all it
it
is.
is
It's
just
just life. We grew up like that. Grew up with our parents giving us the talk of, hey, this is how you got to interact with the police. This is, hey, don't make any sudden movements. Don't so and so. It's just how we grew up. So we think it's normal. So we don't think really anything's wrong with us that my heart jumps when I see the police behind me. I'm trying to
every
turn into the
time,
gas station. I'm trying to make turns, see if he following me, trying to see. So
every
that's
time,
what we go to. Definitely what we go through.
bro, every time. And then here's something that I continue to struggle with today. You know,
Uh-huh.
I teach mental health, I teach self care, and I still struggle with this to this day. The idea of life at the end of the day, if you want to pursue something, or if you want to get somewhere in life, if you want to be successful, it is about results. So like,
That's what
people
it
can
is.
make excuses, people can talk about all these things that they want to do, but how are you executing? What results are
Uh-huh.
you getting? What are you doing to spend your time to get the results, to build the stair step onto the success and your peak that you're supposed to achieve? That's number one. So with me, in the mindset that I learned when I went to play football at the University of Cincinnati, um, my coach Bush Jones, he always said, I don't care what happened last play. I don't care about nothing. Snap and clear. Snap and clear means like, okay, whatever happened, boom, like we don't care. Move forward and make it happen. So I still have that snap and clear mindset,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, you still gotta address what's going on in your emotions.
You
So,
do.
for example, prime example, I was watching the case, I was watching the trial, and they said he was guilty on all three counts. Okay. So I'm
I
thinking,
thought it
and
was a
I'm
joke.
dealing with that emotions right there, but then not
Uh-huh.
not even realizing that, okay, I have to turn this off, and I had somewhere to be right after that. I had a meeting to go to, so I got to snap and clear because I got to get back on the road and come in contact with
Yep.
another police officer. So that's a lot of baggage on our mental health, and it's good. I think the number one quality a black man can have is to be aware and have that sense of introspection to even understand those thoughts, those emotions, those things
Uh-huh.
that may be wearing him down.
Exactly. I appreciate that, dog. Appreciate that. And let's go ahead and move on to the next question, man. So let's go back to something we was talking about before. So why do you think it's so hard for us as black men to talk about our mental issues and the things that we have going on in our life?
I believe it's the ego, uh, uh, the need to feel right, the need to be right, the need to feel superior, the
Uh-huh.
need to yeah, the need to feel superior in some other way. I want to feel like I have more money than you. I want it to look like I
Uh-huh.
have more money than you, or that I have like figured out that I'm more successful, that I'm smarter than you. I want you to see me as some sort of superior being. And so if a black man deems as being in tune with his emotions, if he views that as being something of weakness, he's going to keep that within himself. But he's going to
Uh-huh.
keep taking into things that are going to build up his emotions, build up his ego, not his emotions. He's going to do things to continue to build up his ego. And I believe when a man totally gets past the need to fulfill and grow and build his ego, is the time a man can truly be open and vulnerable and comfortable in the skin to communicate, whatever it is that is on his mind. But unless black men, unless we address our ego, we will
Uh-huh.
always we will never reach our peak potential with emotional intelligence, with success, and in any area of life. You cannot reach your peak unless you get over the things that you have built up that make up your ego currently.
Exactly. And it's really all that we've been taught, man. All with the music we listen to, the things that we see on TV. It's always people who look like us trying to get over on people, trying to be the strongest, trying to be the smartest, trying to be everything but ourselves. I say every day on the show, be your real 100,000% real and raw self. That's the way you find the most happiness, the most joy, the most peace, the most fulfillment is being yourself. Because when people aren't being themselves, they just go and, you know, like, try to be other people. God didn't design you to be somebody else. That's not what you were made for. You were made to be yourself and do your purpose in this world and whatever you are passionate about. So what?
Absolutely.
It's not the glamorous thing to do. So what? You not the rapper, you not the athlete, you not the singer. You ain't all out in the limelight. You're still doing and making an impact on what you're supposed to do. And that's where we got to come to, man. It's not all about the glory. That is the word. That's the biggest thing that I had to grasp in my life. Because as you know, Pose, man, when I was growing up, I was the star all the time. Everybody was talking about Chris Harley, Mr. Superstar. And then
That's what they called you,
what Mr. Superstar.
superstar.
And then I'm after college, I come back not knowing what I'm gonna do. I come back, no shade to anybody who works in the warehouse, working in warehouse, throwing my back out. I threw my back out one night working at FedEx. That was probably the lowest moment in my life. I was like, I can't
Mm.
believe that this is going to be my life. Is this all I have? All I can do is just use my body. I can't use my mind for anything.
Man,
This is me, and I'm glad, and I'm so glad that God brought me out of all of that. All I had to do was just look introspectively and be like, no, you can do anything you put your mind to, Chris. This football thing wasn't no fluke. You wasn't this good for no reason. You put in the work and became an animal at it. So you can do anything you want to, man. You go ahead. Yeah.
yo,
Mhm.
absolutely. One of the books, first off, As a Man Thinketh, it's the greatest book of all time. As a Man, well, besides the Bible, As a Man Thinketh is the greatest book of all
Mhm.
time. And he basically says in many different ways that principles are universal. And I take that from saying, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And that's one thing that helped me learn how to effectively invest in my mental health and my self care because I knew that I could be successful in football, but I hit that same low point as you as well. I got to the point I hit rock bottom. Like, man, all I've known, I've put the majority of my time and attention and energy in my life to being a
Mhm.
successful football player. So if I'm no longer doing that, then what can I do? But then it was that epiphany that
Mhm.
the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And I can use these same principles of success in football to get success in whatever area that God is directing me to. And if it wasn't for
Mhm.
that realization, I would have been in that same position, working the same job, and been in the same place mentally and would have never gone. And that's what some black men fall to, never learn that, or they never have the example, or they're never exposed to people that introduce this thought process towards them, and they end
Exactly.
up getting into the same
Mhm.
routine of things that continue to go on forever, and then live a life that's unfulfilled. And that is, I don't think that I have any fears, not that I'm aware of, but if I were to have any fears, it would be that to live a life unfulfilled.
That's it. I love that, man. That's what this platform is for. Just to let anyone younger than us or anyone older than us or the same age that doesn't think that they can talk about their mind, talk about what they're going through. Like, it's normal. You're a normal human being to have these thoughts and have these doubts about yourself, have these feelings about yourself, man. So we got a question in the comment by Shaq Tinsley, man. What's going on, dog? Part of the Freedom
What's up,
Finder
Shaq?
family. He said, how do you walk the line between having genuine confidence and pride in yourself and your abilities versus having a toxic ego?
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
So he said, how do you walk the line between having a genuine confidence and pride in yourself and abilities versus having a toxic ego?
I believe a toxic ego is that it can be deemed a lot of ways. I think the ego is built up of, yes, it's to make you feel internally for negative reasons, but that
Mhm.
ego is built up by external things. So I'm gonna
Yep.
use things externally to build my selfish pleasure internally. And I think walking confidently in your own purpose, your mission, your aim, and your passion is to get fulfilled with internally that nothing externally can help me do. Like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with a man walking in true confidence, but walking true confidence because of how you build yourself up to do that's not contingent of anything externally, not being manipulative in any other situation, not having materials to build your status, not having relationships or what you can get with women build your status, not what you can do have anything that is tangible build yourself internally. I believe that is a toxic ego. I think walking confidently internally and have a what you can call, I guess, a good ego or a good mindset, a good thought process is understanding my priorities, understanding my values, and understanding my morals and being driven off of my personal principles to then have it walk in confidence. That's what it means to me to stay on the right side of walking confidently.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that answer, Josh, man. And to answer your question, Shaq, I got an answer for you too, man. I was the poster child of arrogance, the poster child of arrogance, because it was all false confidence. Just like Poe said, I was using external factors to build myself up and build my ego instead of who I really am. I'm a passionate young man. I'm a passionate dude. That's what I offer the world. Is my passion. It uplifts people. That's what I offer the world. It doesn't have to be anything, any amount of money that I make, any car that I drive, even though I love me a nice car now. But it doesn't matter about any of that. It's what I have in here is what fulfills me and what makes me valuable. It doesn't matter any of the amount of money, any amount of anything in this world that doesn't dictate my value. What I have in here dictates my value. So that's the difference between walking confidently and arrogantly, man. Just know what you have in here. If you're confident in what you have here, that's real confidence. Go ahead, dog.
I have to say this, okay? Because some of y'all know Chris, but I really know Chris. Like
Yeah.
I like everything that he's talking about, the then versus now, I've seen firsthand. And I mean the biggest, I mean, not only just playing Little League football together, we went to school together from between the time I was in sixth grade to graduating. And we almost went to college together.
Yep.
So I understand what you've gone through, and I want to take the opportunity to give you your flowers because your growth and your development has grown in a crazy way. Like literally, and I understand that you're still working on things as we all are. We always will be between now
It
and the
never
time
stops.
we're 100 and something. But I do want to take the time to give you your flowers from one black man to another black man. I see your growth. I see the effort that you're putting into to become the person that you know that you need to be and that God designed you to be. So we appreciate you and thank you for being the example.
Hey man, I appreciate that, dog. It's been a hard road. It's been a lot of nights sitting crying, wondering who I am with myself. It's been a lot of long days just sitting in the crib by myself, just like I don't even want to go nowhere. I don't even want to do anything. Just
Don't make
thinking
me cry
about
today,
like
Chris.
I'm not. Hey man, that's how we feel, man. People don't understand that we have those days too, man. We might look like two very strong black men. You know, we got a little bit of muscles on us. We might look like nothing ever bothers us. But I've definitely had them days where I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave anywhere. I'm sitting up there crying, and then I'll watch a movie and then cry again because I just don't.
Man,
And then I don't even know what's wrong with myself. I just know I
Chris,
feel terrible. Go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
Chris. Okay, first off,
I feel you.
I'm not about to cry on here. I'm not about to cry on here.
It's all
Um,
good, dog.
but
That's what
this
we
is
got
one
it
of the
for.
most vulnerable statements that I will have ever admitted to people that's outside of my immediate circle. When I say circle, I don't even mean my friends. I mean like my siblings. I'm like
Yep.
that tight. When I tell y'all, I have had so many suicidal thoughts in my life. I've had so many depressions where the only way I got out of that depression was me thinking there's no possible way I can even fathom being lower than this point right now, which means that any movement will have to be a progression, because I'm literally rock bottom. I can't get any lower than this. And I've had so many times where I remember when I transferred to Ball State, I was at the lowest point of my life, and I used to go out and practice and ball. I don't care if people deem this to be arrogant or whatever. I used to go out and practice and ball, and anybody that went to Ball State can vouch for me, because I really had so much to get off my chest. And I would never forget, I would go to class, go to practice, go straight to my bed, be in that same spot for bed, not eat. I would cry, beat to myself, not talk to anybody, come out for study tables. I mean, for breakfast table the next day, come back and dog at practice the next day. But people didn't know I was literally empty, bro. I was crying within, like I didn't know anywhere to turn. I remember I posted a picture on my Instagram on my 21st birthday. I was just saying that, you know what, this is a new chapter in my life, and something's gonna change. So something's gonna change, man. That was just a low point in my life, and I'm not gonna go on too much of a rant, but
it's
everything
all good,
that you're saying, it truly resonates with me, and that's what drives me. You know, we talk about that dog mentality. We talk about that let's get paid mentality. It's because of that, like seeing all that you've gone through and having the strength and the ability to overcome that, and then use that to help somebody else. Like, man, like what? You don't have to force me to go work out. You don't have to force me, like just like, I mean, granted, we're friends, but like when you ask, you call me, hey, I want to extend this opportunity for you to come on this webinar. What? Don't mention it. I'm there. Where's the platform? Like, I do this. I really do this, and it really just sparks up a fire within me to get the opportunity to be there, because I'm not somebody that doesn't know what it feels like. I'm only on this level because just as high up as I am in my intelligence, I was just as deep in the depression.
Just as low. As low.
Man, let me calm down, man.
Pose. I have a similar story for you, man. As you know, as many of y'all know, I first went to Virginia Tech. Thought this was just the opportunity of a lifetime. The thing about that was I didn't do what I was supposed to. And the coaches didn't let me be myself, be my, hyper, very passionate self. So I ended up getting kicked off the team. Now, you saying you transferring was low. Mine was low too, dog. Mine was low. And I had those same thoughts. It can't get no lower than that. And then I just thought, I was like, I just can't go out like this. So I got to come back and do something better, man. So now when I'm ever feeling down, when I'm ever feeling depressed, when I'm ever feeling anything, all I do is look back to that moment. It's like, nah, I can't get no worse than that. God brought me out of that. He can bring me out of anything. God brought me out of them thoughts I had for myself. It was horrible stuff going through my head. He brought me out of that. He can bring me out of anything. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that can stop me. So that's what it is, man. That's what it is when you deal with your mind, man. You know that them down days and them struggle times, they aren't going to last forever. All that pain is temporary. All of it is, all the worry, the misery, it is temporary, because joy cometh in the morning. Hey, man. don't let me get started, because you got me going. You got me going. It's
take me out of retirement. Give me
some pads, bro.
Give me some shoulder pads. Give me a helmet, man.
Give me some pads and a helmet, bro. Oh,
I'm really on that. Like, I feel like Coach Williams right now. Let me calm down.
We appreciate them joining us. We appreciate them joining. There you go. In and out. Right. Deep breath.
All right.
But yeah, let's go ahead and move on off that, man. That was a great segment of this show, man. But so our next one is going to be a little, we can talk about this. So it's how we can better the relationship with our women. You know, it's a thing in this day and age where black men and black women are beefing. I know it might seem like it's through social media and it's just that lens. It's like we're beefing. So how can we repair that relationship with each other?
Okay. On the side of black men, what black men can do to understand women better is to number one, learn how to listen. Okay. Learn how to listen and understand. I believe that is number one. Because as men, we're very analytical. As men, we are the leaders. We are the one that's implementing things. Excuse me. We are the ones that are the go-getters, the doing things of that nature. But we do that so much to where we don't stop and understand and have empathy for what is on the minds of the people that we're leading. If we're saying that if the man is in a relationship, yes, you're the leader of the relationship, but you can't be an effective leader if you don't listen. Because like for example, I mean, just like in football, that you can't be a good coach if you're just being a dictator, but you never seek to understand what's on the minds of the people that you're leading. Just like me and my life coaching, like it's one thing for me to tell you all these things to do. It's another thing for us to talk and for me to understand, go about the orders that I need to do. So number one, I believe is seeking to understand. That's number one, and number two, lead. Be in a position to lead. And when I say be in a position to lead, I mean some men take advantage of it and they turn to be manipulative over women. And some men just want a woman that is submissive and just listen to what I say. But women are very intelligent. They're not about to just fall for anything and just follow behind anything. And so understand what your aim is, what your mission is, what your purpose. And when I say being a leader, have a clear mental map of where you're leading her to, or where you're leading your relationship to. So number one, be able to listen and understand and be able to perceive and understand that woman's perspective. Number two, understand your mission, understand your aim and your purpose behind wanting companionship and what you want for your life, and make sure that aligns so that you know how to properly lead. If not, I mean, you can't deem yourself a leader just because it sounds good. No, like you have to lead because you're actively leading and effectively leading, not just because I just want to tell somebody what to do.
Hey man, that's exactly what it is, man. That is one thing that I have struggled with my entire dating life is being empathetic with what they have with emotions and with things that really don't make any sense. Just popping off emotionally, and that's just what women are, especially our women. They're passionate. They're passionate beings. And
very
people
much so.
say that it comes off as anger. It comes off as no. They are passionate. They have so much to give the world. They have so much. They have just so much in them that it just spills out sometimes. And thing that I still need to learn to this day is just to let some of that just shrug off. Like, hey man, she's not coming at me. It's just some of that passion she's letting out. It's the reason why I like her ass. It's the reason why I like her ass. It's just some of that passion spilling out, and just got to just recollect and be like, okay, what's the real problem now? That's something that I really have. That's something that I still struggle with and still have to work on. But man, we gonna get there. I promise.
Man,
we definitely gonna get there.
That's something that we all got to work on, because I'm even aware of this, and I'm able to be present in the moment. I'm able to be present in the moment and see the bigger picture in it. But at the same time, I'm very analytical, and I'm gonna operate in my response off. Let's be logical and let's reason with each other. But sometimes, that's one of my flaws. Like maybe we don't need to reason for a second. Maybe you just listen. Like don't say nothing at all. And
that's
granted, and I'll say this: women are like a 28 cube Rubik's cube. So like women are hard to understand. So I don't have all the answers, Sway. But
right, I don't think I got any of the answers, Sway. But
look, I don't have the answers, but listening and understand and being intentional with my purpose so that I can help carry that out in our interaction is my best advice.
That is the main thing. It can't be all about her. It can't be all about outside factors or anything. That goes back to being confident in yourself, being confident in your mission and in your purpose. Because the right woman is going to follow that when she really knows that you in your purpose and in your calling, what God has for your life.
Yo,
That's
I just
it.
had an epiphany. I believe unless a man knows his mission, his aim, and his purpose, he may not know his full purpose in life. But unless a
Mm-hmm.
man has a mission, a aim, or a purpose for what he's doing, why he's doing what he's doing, him wanting companionship is strictly based off egoic things.
Egoic thing, horny.
It's really no purpose. Like, let's be real. It's really
Mm-hmm.
no purpose of you interacting with a woman if you don't understand your mission, if you don't have a personal aim, and you don't have a purpose in why you're doing the things that you do. If not,
Mm-hmm.
there's really no reason for you to interact with a woman.
Because the reason she's there is to help you. She's there to help you get to that goal and attain that goal and be a comfort for you. So you're right, man. If you don't know where you're going, you just want them just to be around. I know her ass fat, but it's all right. It's all right. Get to your purpose, man.
You feel
Get to
me?
your purpose.
All of those things is just is to make you feel good.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. It's just to make you feel good. It's nothing else, man. I love that pose, man. I love that.
Why didn't I realize this 10 years ago?
Hey, man. Because we had to go through some things. We had to mess with some women that we ain't had
and all things work together for the good.
Come on, man. Come on. Don't preach on here now. I ain't got the collection plate for you, dog. but no, it's really, we had to mess with those women that we didn't have no business messing with. God brought us out without, me and you ain't got any kids. We ain't got any, any hindrances on us. We're just blessed with that. Oh my goodness, yes. Just blessed. Because he has a bigger purpose for us. But yeah, man, we had to go through those times, go through those women that broke our hearts, go through breaking women's hearts, and then feeling bad about it. Man, that's Chris Harley right there.
Bro,
thinking I'm right about something. Thinking that my experiences is just the correct way, my way or the highway, and then it's like, oh man, I was wrong on that.
I was wrong.
I was
that's
wrong
a part
on
of the ego. Some men won't even admit that they were wrong.
Is it? Hey man, that's what I'm saying. I'm real with myself. I know I'm wrong, I'm gonna say it.
Yo, we could be on here for like 4 hours, but we're not.
That's what I'm saying. We could. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Let's go ahead.
It's a never-ending conversation. Mental health.
It's never ending. You're right. Let's go ahead and move on to our next question. What I got for you, dog? So, to pivot a little bit. So, what are some daily actions to be a successful Black man? I know we have more than just Black men on here, but hey, it's you and us on this screen. That's who we talking to.
Okay, the daily steps to be successful Black men. Number one, the overarching principle about this is to have a system for success. I was reading this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he says you don't rise to the level of your goal just because you have them. You fail to the level of the systems you put in place to achieve those goals. So it's less about the goal and more so about your execution plan, the system that you're about to put in place to be successful. So create a system for success. Create a routine. Okay. Now, what I do, my system for success, number one, it starts with me having a daily self-care routine. And that may be different from person to person, but identify what you deem to be your system for success or a good self-care routine for you. For me, first and foremost is prayer and my intimacy with God. Staying in the Word, reading my scriptures. I have to read pages out of a book. I have to have my alone time working out. But all of these things, and let me take a step back. So when creating your system for success, you have to deem what your priorities are and what your values are. So
there it is.
Once you identify what your priorities and your values are, then you can create a system for success to effectively and efficiently achieve these goals. Okay. So for me, I know that my relationship with God is number one, my purpose, my relationship with my family, my career. So my time needs to reflect what I just told you that my priorities and my values are. So from there, I then create a system for success to do that. So, in plain terms, number one, understand what your priorities are and your values are. Okay. Once you identify your priorities and your values, then you put it on a schedule. Make a routine of what you need to do to make sure that you reach all of these goals, all of the goals in your spiritual life, your personal life, or whatever you deem to be important. Those goals, what system are you about to put in place to where you can actively do this on a daily? Maybe it's 10 minutes a day. Maybe it's 15, 20, 30 minutes a day. I need to do this consistently to make sure that I'm getting close to achieve these goals. Because it's one thing to have a goal, but if you don't make time to achieve the goal, then you don't really want the goal. Your time should reflect what your true purpose and your priorities are.
That's it, man. You don't really want it if you're not taking daily action to get to that goal. You don't want it. So you might as well not even set it. You might as well not even have that vision board up on your wall. You might as well not even write it down. For what? Because you didn't
For
take
what?
actions, steps to do it, man. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. You was really learning people something today, dog. And I appreciate you, Pose, for coming on, man. You one of my longest friends in this world. Dog. I really appreciate you, man. This has been something that has been extremely powerful, and I love you for it, man. We can tell
Love you
black men
too,
that we
bro.
love each other, dog. We can
I
tell each
love
other
you
we
too,
love you. I
bro.
love you for it, man. So next, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our final four. You already answered one of the questions, man. This is our hot seat thing that we do for the guests on Saturdays.
Let's
So
go. Let's get paid.
the the first question for you is, what is your favorite book to recommend?
Favorite book to recommend besides the Bible? Uh, um, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. I believe that book either came out in 1902 or 1906. Um, that is the most powerful book I've ever read, and it doesn't even make sense the type of knowledge that this gives. Every book that I've ever read, I've probably read probably like 70, 80 books in my life.
Mhm.
And every book that I've ever read is just being more specific of a principle that As a Man Thinketh talks about. That book is only a 56-minute audio book,
Mhm.
and the physical form of it is like this small, but the most powerful book I've ever read, easily.
Love it, love it. Our next one is, how do you hold yourself accountable? Are you a
How do
one
I
man
hold
show,
myself
or what I mean, one man show, or you got an accountability group?
No, 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 no. I have systems that I do to hold myself accountable. I
Mhm.
work to measure my success. I have the calendars, and I check off whether I kept integrity with getting the things done that I said I was going to do and being consistent with my schedule. Have a checklist off from there, and that's little, a lot to explain. But I strongly believe in peer mentorship. I
There it
believe
is.
that people should have several peer mentors that accountability partners. I believe you should have mentors that's ahead of you that are going to hold you to the standard that you
Mhm.
said you were going to stay on, and people that love you, because then the people that really love you are going to hold you accountable. So my accountability system is my peer mentors, my other mentors, and um, really myself. How I measure my own success, because I'm going to talk to myself more than I talk to my mentors.
That's it. That's it. And that's the thing about us at the Freedom Fighters, man. We've all been boys since we was kids, since we almost had diapers on. So it's
For real.
us doing this thing has really been a blessing. And I get to do something with that I love with my best friends in the whole world. You know what I mean? And we're definitely
It
gonna keep each other accountable.
it don't
You
get
know
much
what's
better than
going
that.
on. It don't get much better than that. You know what's going on. We tell each other the truth and tell each other what's real. Like what's going on. You know what's up, dog. You either
Literally
gonna
in the
do it
group
or you're
chat.
not. Oh yeah. The group track goes crazy, man. You either gonna do it or you're not. That's all it's about, man. That's all it's about.
Figure it out.
Oh, so the next question for you. This is our final one.
Okay.
What is the key factor that differentiates the unsuccessful from the successful?
What How they spend their time easily. Um,
Mm-hmm.
how they spend their time. What do I mean? Um, a person, what a man achieves or what he fails to achieve is a result of his thoughts, and the result of his thoughts will dictate how he spends his time. So what you spend your time, your attention, and your energy to is gonna dictate your results. In the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, he said, "Where attention goes, energy flows, and results show. Where
There it
attention
is.
goes, energy flows, and results show." So I need to be more intentional with my time and my energy, because I know that leads to the results that I get in my life. So I need to focus on my mind, and I only have so much time on earth to achieve my goals. I don't know if I'm going to live to be 105. I don't know if I'm going to live to be 35. So my time is very intentional. So the difference between, I believe, successful people and unsuccessful people is how they spend their time.
Hey man, that's it, man. Action. How you spend your time and what you do. That's it. That's it. I appreciate you going through our the last segment for us. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna have a Q&A with the audience just to see if anybody has any questions for Josh, man. And he'll get the answer to you. He gonna learn you something. So we have any questions in the comments. Let's see if we got anything.
Oh, absolutely.
She's Miss LaShawn said, what are 3 to 5 affirmations you would recommend to help boys, males become men? Jesus Christ, I am blind. That could be said by and to them as well as played over for them.
I have many affirmations. This is my favorite. This is my favorite affirmation. It's about 5 of them, but it goes into it's one long affirmation. It makes up 5. 5 makes up that one affirmation. Okay, that starts off by number 1. I will do the right thing today, even if I don't feel like it.
That's it.
Number 2, I will treat others right today, even if I don't feel like it. Number 3, today I will remember that my willpower is stronger than how I feel or what I might think. All great things are possible today, and great news is headed my way. So those top 3, I will do the right thing today, even if I don't feel like it. I will treat others right today, even if I don't feel like it. Today, I will remember that my willpower is stronger than how I feel or what I might think today. Those 3 things I recommend because I believe that's what makes a strong man. The power in your mind, the power of your discipline to do what you need to do, although you might not feel like it, and how you make people feel, although you may not feel like treating that person correctly, whether that person has done you wrong, whether that person has been negative to you, whether that person you feel like they don't deserve your time. I will treat others right today, even if I don't feel like it. And then my willpower is stronger than how I feel, what I might think. So whatever you deem, whatever that child, whatever that man has in his mind to do, you have the willpower to do it. But understand that the way you feel and the way you may think is going to cause you to make excuses not to achieve that thing. But don't think about that. Your willpower is stronger than how you feel or what you might think today. So those 3 for sure.
Discipline. I love that pose, man. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Just because you don't feel like it doesn't mean it doesn't need to be done. God called you to do something, and he's going to get you to do it either way.
One way or another.
It's just how much pain you want to go through. And you being hard-headed, you gonna go through some pain to get through it. So you might as well just get it done.
Or the pain of sacrifice.
There it is. Discipline or pain and sacrifice. If you don't feel like getting up, working out in the morning,
it's sacrifice or regret. Yeah, that's what it is.
Got you. But now you good, dog. But if you don't feel like getting up in the morning, going working out, I'm talking to Chris Harley right now. If you don't feel like getting up in the morning, doing what you need to do, getting up early so you can get your mind right. You know what I mean? Things are going to happen the way I think they're going to happen if I don't do that action. And that's why I appreciate the Freedom Finders morning show so much, is because we get on there every day and start with gratitude, our affirmations and our actions and some wise words just to give positivity to the people. And it helps us out just as much as we help the audience.
Oh, yeah.
I promise you it does. I promise you it does. Just getting up and being positive and being grateful. What?
Man.
Just because every day I say I'm grateful because God woke me up and he didn't have to. He didn't have to wake me up today. Just because he did, that means I have a purpose for this life. If he was done with me, I'd be dead. Shout out to TD Jakes. Shout out to Bishop TD Jakes. If he was done with me, I'd be dead. That means he is not done with me yet. So I appreciate waking up, man. So do we have any more questions in the comments? We have any more questions? All right. Miss Latasha said, as y'all know, I'm very blind, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and squeeze into this camera. She said, thanks for being transparent and being your real authentic self. We need to let more Black males get to this. I am a mother of a Black male. How can I get more Black males to seek, recognize these feelings and communicate it to others for help?
I think he's just leading them and guiding them in the right direction of other men that are being the example to do that. I
Mm-hmm.
it's something about seeing another man do it. It's something about seeing a man set the example of how it needs to be done, or at least a path to get on to work on progression. My
Mm-hmm.
dad, Chris, you know my dad
Oh
for a long
yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
My dad has been that example for me, and so just leading them in the right direction. I've grown to see that a lot of times, and for some reason, I don't have the answers to this, but for some reason, if a mother tries to guide the son in the right direction and tell him certain things, for some reason it doesn't hit the same as another man showing him how that should be. I'm not saying that that's how it should be, but I don't know why that is. But to answer your question, I do believe it's uh, getting them mentors, getting them in programs, getting them to platforms like these, getting them in front of the people that are doing the things that are leading to their growth and development.
That's what it's about, man. I wouldn't be nothing without my pops in my life, man. Ed Hoke, I appreciate you. I appreciate you because he led by example, by action. Went to work every day, all day, didn't complain about anything, and brought home the money and took care of all of us, man. And I'm his stepchild. He ain't even had to do that for me, man. He ain't had to marry my mom, take me in. So that's the thing. That's the thing that's the example that I look for. That it's really no excuses. You make a family, you have this thing in your life, you just got to get it done. No matter how you feel, no matter what pain you have responsibilities that you got to take care of, as you just got to get it done. And I appreciate him for that.
And why you're saying this is making me think now.
Mhm.
What Chris is saying is 100% true. I think the true testament of a strong-minded man is the ability to do both. The ability
Yep.
to do what you need to do, even though you don't feel like it, even though you may have all these negative emotions. Understanding that your willpower is showing how you feel, what you might think. So progress and be disciplined regardless of the circumstance, as well as being in tune with your emotions and understand how to deal with those emotions. I think there's a balance, a combination of both of those things.
That's it. That's it, man. That's it. We appreciate this pose, man. This is it. We're out of time, y'all. So we really appreciate you coming, dog. This has
I
been real
appreciate being
powerful.
on, man.
This has been a great conversation, man. I was a little nervous at first. You know, it's my first time hosting something like this. But when we got in the groove, it's just talking about something that me and you are just so passionate about, man.
Absolutely.
Men like ourselves really need to have outlets like this and know that there's safe spaces for you. There are.
Whew.
You do, black man, do not have to wear that armor all the time. You can take it off sometimes and
Absolutely.
let
Because
loose.
that's what I needed.
Yep.
That's
You
what
can
I
let
needed.
loose, man. That's why we got the highest rate of high blood pressure and all these diseases because we got that armor on. We tense all the time. We can
Right.
let loose, man. We need
And be
more
at
spaces like
peace.
this. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Now I was just saying, and be at peace.
Yep, be at peace. Like you said, we just need more spaces like this, and I know it's becoming more acceptable to handle your mental health, but still, it needs to keep going. The momentum needs to keep going. It's never enough. No matter what you do, it's
Absolutely.
never enough. So, hey man, all right, man. We got people in the comments saying that this was a good show, dog. So where can we find more about you, Pose?
So you all can follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. It is J Posley underscore JPosley underscore. That is on my Twitter and that is on my Instagram. That's where I have all of my content. You can go to my website. That's www.jposleyllc.com. www.jposley under excuse me jposley llc.com. So you hear more about my life coaching program. The information about my Dream Big Think Sharp podcast is on the website as well. So yeah, my website, my Instagram, and my Twitter.
Hey, we appreciate that pose, man. So, hey, everybody, this has been the first session of the Freedom Finders mental health webinars. We doing this all month long. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. We're gonna have another special guest for you next Thursday, and we're gonna bring some more heat, and we're gonna bring some more gems, and we're gonna learn you something, man. We appreciate everybody coming out. Appreciate everybody listening. I know this is something that somebody needed to hear today. This is something that I needed to talk about and get out today. So we appreciate everybody joining us. Amen. And for the Freedom Finders, we signing off, baby.
Take care.